Hello everyone, our today's outline is relating data tables to a chart. So today we will explore how we can work with data tables and chart simultaneously and how we can relate that particular things, that is data tables and chart. Now in order to relate data tables and charts, we require some of the components. So the first thing we require is Ignite UI, that is Ignite user interface. Second thing we require is IG grid, and the third thing is IG data chart, which is available from Infragistics. Now the trial version is available, which gives us the help how to load this particular infographics, how to work with Ignite UI, how to work with IG grid, is available officially on its website. As you can see over here, it is igniteui.com. So from this website we have to download the components that are available, and we need to include inside our project which we are working. So we can work directly with the trial versions and it is free of cost. So in programming we will see how we can relate data tables to a chart. So here is an example which we are going to create for relating data tables to a chart. So here I have given the name of my file as table using grid correlated with chart, and the file extension is .html. Now the first thing is we need to download that Ignite UI from the website, that is igniteui.com, and store it where this particular file is being stored. Why? Because we are going to give the reference of the Ignite UI, Ignite grid and the Ignite chart that we are going to use inside this particular document. So let us see how we can relate and how we can include this particular thing. So the first thing is we have started our HTML tag. Inside head we have given the title of our file, that is table row column highlights. Then we have included jQuery library, jQuery user interface. Now if you see over here, I have included the script, that is Ignite UI.js file. So how can I included this file? So you can see that I have taken a tag, that is script. Inside this I have taken an attribute, that is type, that is text class JavaScript, and I have given the source, that is from this Ignite UI folder there is a subfolder which is named as JS, and inside this there is a file which is named as infragistics.core.js file. So from this Ignite UI folder, first we have given the reference of the JS file of the Ignite UI. Similarly, we have included the second JS file, that is dv.js. Now we need to include the CSS file. So for that we have to use a link tag. We have taken an attribute, that is relation, that is a style sheet, and we have given the entire path. Now if this Ignite UI folder is stored where this file is being stored, then we just need to give the path of that folder only. Otherwise we have to specify the entire reference path. So this my file is residing where this folder is present. So just I have to give the reference like this, that is Ignite folder, that is Ignite UI. Inside this there is a CSS folder. Inside this there is a folder which is named as themes. From there is Infragistics, and from there I have included a CSS file which is infragistic.theme.css. Similarly, I have indented the CSS file for user interface, and similarly I have included the CSS file for the chart that we are going to construct. Next thing we have done is we are relating our CSS file, that is another CSS file for the different modules, with the help of this particular reference, that is Ignite UI, CSS, structure, modules, and from there we are including one more thing, that is infragistics.ui.grid.css. So here we have included our Ignite UI JavaScript file as well as CSS file. Now we are giving the stylings to our chart. So for that again we have taken a tag which is named as style. Now I am referring to that particular chart. and I am setting the margin of that particular chart, that is 10 pixel, and I am giving the alignment of that particular as float left. Why? Because I want to show the chart exactly above where my data is present. Next, I have given the stylings to my legend, that is same margin 10 pixel and floating as left. Now these are the clearing sections. I have given an attribute that is clear both. Next, I have given cells by region styling, that is margin 10 pixel and maximum width as 500 pixel. I have ended the style tag. Again, now we have to specify the data. So instead of creating an HTML table, I am using a JSON object. So for that, again I have to use a script tag, and inside this I have specified text/JavaScript. Now I want to create a JSON object. So if you recall, the entire thing which we write inside the curly brackets is treated as a JSON object, and it is a key value pair. So we are creating multiple key value pairs as our JSON object. So we are considering the three different columns for our JSON data. So the first is region, second is cells, and the third is mean value. So we are creating multiple regions and its cells value and mean value. So we have created a region which is northeast, southeast, midwest, mid-Atlantic, southwest, northwest, California, etc. And we have specified their cells value and their mean value. So we have created our JSON data, and we have assigned this particular data inside a variable which is named as data. Now next thing we are going to see is we have assigned a value to a variable which is named as currently selected index. Why? Because by default our index will be pointing towards the first record, but I want to point before that, so I have assigned the value as -1. Now what we are going to see, now for simplicity, for creating a chart we are considering two columns. So the first column that we are going to consider is this cells column, and the second column which we are going to consider is mean value. So let us consider a data chart. So for that we are creating a function, and inside these functions we are referring to our chart one, and on this chart we want to create our chart. So for that we are having a function which is named as IG data chart. Now we are specifying the width of our chart, height of our chart, and also we have to specify the data. So for that there is an attribute which is named as data source, and inside this data source we are giving the data of our JSON object which is stored inside this variable data. So we have given the data source as our data. Then we have given animation when we are changing the axis, and we have specified its value as true. Now we are specifying the axis. So as we know that there are two different axes, that is x-axis and y-axis. So the first axis that we are going to create is x-axis. So I have given the name as x-axis. I have given the type as X category. I have given the label for this axis as region, the interval as 1, and the angle of this label as 45. So in that particular angle the label will get displayed. The second axis that I am going to create is y-axis. So similarly I have given the name as y-axis. Now which type of data on y-axis I am going to store? That is numerical data. So I have given numeric y. Now we are creating a series for that particular chart. So the first will be cells. The type of this will be a column. The axis that we are going to represent, it will be an x-axis, y-axis, and the title we are giving it as cells. Next thing we are assigning is show tooltip equal to true. This we will see programmatically while running how this tooltip is working. Next we are giving value member path as cells. Transition enabled is true. Highlighting, so whenever you select a particular data, I want to highlight it, and whenever I select any portion from the chart, it should also get highlighted. Next, we are giving custom style. If you want to give any custom styling, it is also allowed, and the transition duration is 1000 milliseconds. Now the name of our columns is, so the first column that we have created is cells. Similarly, we have created a second column which is named as mean, and we are assigning the same values to these two particular columns. Now we have taken a legend and we are specifying its element name as legend 1. Next, we are going to understand is the use, how we can calculate the mean value dynamically. So we are just considering the cells value, and based on the cells value we want to dynamically calculate the mean value. So for that we have created a function which will calculate the new mean value based on the cells value that you are giving. Next, I am showing you is the use of IGGrid. Inside this IGGrid we have given auto commit equal to true. Why we have given this auto commit equal to true? Because the chart should get automatically updated whenever we change the data value. So for that IGGrid, first we have given auto commit equal to true. The chart that we want to display is based on which data. So for that we have to specify the data source. Inside this we have given our JSON data. We have assigned the primary key to our region, and we have specified the columns. So for that we are considering the following attributes. The text that you want to display on the chart, that is region. The key parameter will be region. The data type of this column is string. Next, we are also creating another header, that is of cells. Key value will be cells. Now the data which is stored inside this cells is of type number, and the format that we want to give is of currency. The header value will be mean, key value that is mean, data type equal to currency. And some of the features that we want to give to our data chart. So first feature that we want to give is sorting. That is, it will sort our data. It will sort our data with the help of the name, that is sorting. And if you see here, we have given the type equal to local. That means it will not go to remotely to sort this particular data. It will sort automatically. Next we have given is resizing. Now what is the use of this resizing? So if you want to change the columns, that is the alignment of the column, then with the help of resizing we can simply drag and drop the columns and we can change its value. Next we have given the facility of updating. So for example, if I will update any of the data cells value, it should automatically change the mean value as well as graph. So for that we have invoked a function. Inside this we are passing two different parameters and it will update the mean value. So internally it will call this function, that is update mean. So how we can calculate the mean? It is simple. Simply we will sum all the data values of the cells and we will divide it by the total number of count. So how this count value we are getting? So it is based on number of data that are present. So data dot length, and initially we have assigned the sum values as 0. So it will update the mean values accordingly. Next we are going to see is moving the columns. Updating we have seen, setting of columns. Now let us view how this particular data chart is visible. Simply right click, open it in browser. So this is your data chart that we have created. We have given the assignment and this is your particular data chart. So if I select this particular data, so that particular data on the chart will get highlighted. Now you can see over here is the use of tooltip. So whenever I will go to any of the bars of my data chart, it will give you the name of that bar, that is the cells in which region and the mean value of that particular region. Here the gray color it indicates your mean value and this blue color indicates your cells value. Now we have seen that resizing. So if I move my mean column over here, then it will reflect my data accordingly. So for example, if I change my sales value, for example, if here I am giving is $85,000, and whenever I will click on done, it will automatically reflect the data of Mid-Atlantic. So if you can see over here, so this is Mid-Atlantic. As I have selected Mid-Atlantic, so this particular region gets highlighted and the data changes accordingly. So this is all about your relating this our table data with a chart. Thank you.